My name is Zoe Tanner, and I will be sharing my research from this semester on the use of the birth ball with exercises and freedom of movement in labor. Cesarean section rates have increased by 200% worldwide from 1990 to 2021. There's been no improvement in health outcomes for mothers or infants, but there has been an unnecessary increase in healthcare spending. So how can we decrease the rates of cesarean sections? I created the PICO question. In low-risk laboring women, does performing exercises with a birth ball or encouraging freedom of movement when compared to routine care impact duration of labor and type of birth? A search was conducted and identified 4 randomized controlled trials. These studies found there was a decreased duration of labor and decreased rates of cesarean section when using a birth ball with exercises and freedom of movement in labor. From this research, an educational intervention for registered nurses was created using the RE-AIM framework. The in-service will consist of an interactive presentation and hands-on opportunity for participants to practice their new knowledge. REACH. The education will be mandatory for nurses who work with laboring women at our hospital. We'll explore efficacy more later. Adoption and implementation. The education will be delivered by clinical nurse educators. This will also help maintain consistency of the intervention. And maintenance. The in-service will be offered yearly for new hires, and staff will be encouraged to participate again as needed to refresh their knowledge. So how do we know this intervention will work for our population? Research shows that in-services are an effective way to provide education to nurses. The education session will be evidence-based, interactive, supportive, and at no cost to participants, therefore meeting the needs of the learners. Using Knoll's 6 principles of adult learning, we will discuss potential barriers. The need to know. Adults need to know why they should learn something before they want to learn it. So the education will be evidence-based and explain how this knowledge can benefit their practice and their patients. Self-concept. Adults have developed an idea of who they are and want to make their own decisions. By including the learners in the learning process, they will become more receptive to it. Learners' experience. Each adult has different amounts and types of previous experience. This means adults may learn differently, so we will include a wide variety of teaching methods to meet everyone's needs. Readiness and orientation. We will only be providing this education to those who are ready to learn it and whose nursing practice will benefit from it. And motivation. Adult learners' strongest motivation comes from within. Learners will be motivated to participate in this education by desire for improved job satisfaction that will become possible when they are able to improve patient outcomes. Addressing barriers is important to ensure that the intervention is being delivered properly, which is part of the implementation step of the RE-AIM framework. Coming back to the E of the RE-AIM framework, evaluation or efficacy. How do we know if the intervention is working? There are 2 ways we will be able to tell if the intervention is working. Short term, we will look at a pre and post test on the topic to see if the education is effective for nurses. And long term, we will look at the average duration of labor and rates of cesarean section to see if patient outcomes are changing. Thank you!